All right, everyone. Sorry about the delay. Anyways, we are here to play Supreme Courtship, which is a internet dating simulator. And as you can hear from the wonderful cheery music in the background, it's supposed to be Japanese-style dating simulator. From back row to front row, left to right, we've got Chief Justice Roberts, Clarence Thomas, Stephen Breyer, Sada Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, Samuel Alito, the notorious Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Justice Kennedy, who, of course, recently retired. So this game was made and filtered at a time when, yeah, I know, it is cringy, but this is great. So this is a game on Kickstarter. The full game is coming out in 2020, but they came out with a demo. So we're going to play the demo for as long as it takes. So, yeah, good times. All right, let's get this thing started. Here they come. Think that went well, don't you? Could have gone better. It wasn't much of a commitment. It was enough. They're in when we need them. Still a big risk to take. Hardly. You know as anyone how loud a check speaks. So I guess we're just blatantly bribing me to get on the Supreme Court. That's the idea at this point? Okay. So that's 2 down then. When do we make a move on the 3rd? Tonight. What? The removal's already underway. I'd keep an eye on the news tomorrow if I were you. You can't be serious. We're not ready. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. So we got some sort of House of Cards stuff going on at this point. Removal tonight? What on earth could they be planning? Back to work, I guess. I still haven't found out exactly what they're up to. This removal of theirs could be anything. The others will need more than this to convince them. God, I need a drink. He's got a flask in hand and everything too. This is great. Ugh. Since when does whiskey go bad? Good question. If you're drinking good whiskey, hopefully never. Oh, I don't feel so good. No, removal. They meant... You poisoned me. Now, that will be up to the courts to decide. Okay. Now, Justice Scalia. Okay. Apparently I'm Justice Scalia or something. But with you out of the picture, I'm confident in my chances. No, you won't get away with this. My successor will continue my work. You can't escape. Justice! Hold on, because apparently the stream is in the wrong place, so I'm going to quickly copy where the stream is so other people can find it. Hold on 1 second. All right, back to the script. Welcome back to Good Morning DC, the capital's #1 morning show. I'm Jill Staffer. And I'm Bob Baz. I come to you live from the steps of the Capitol building with some breaking news. After nearly 6 months of searching, a new Supreme Court justice has finally been appointed. That's right, Bob. The seat was vacant following late Justice Scalia's death. With this appointment, the court is back to its full 9 members. Really exciting news, Jill. Or is it? Many people are concerned by the new justice's complete lack of necessary qualifications. Okay, at this point, when they said removal, do they mean that Justice Scalia was assassinated? Is that what's going on in this universe? When they talk about the removal, they remove Justice Scalia by killing him, assassinating him? Is that what's happening now? I think that's what's happening now. Carrying on. Many people are concerned by the new justice's complete lack of necessary qualifications. Hey, you don't say that about me. I have a law degree. And I don't believe them, Bob. This will be the first justice to serve on the court with only fictional courtroom experience. The newly appointed justice is best known as the star of the TV show Ghost Judge. A third-rate courtroom drama about settling hauntings through litigation. Oh my God. All right. This is a thing that's happening. Have you ever seen an episode, Bob? It's a real travesty, Jill. No self-respecting specter would be caught dead on that show. Well, love it or hate it, folks, you better get used to it. That's right, your newly appointed justice is none other than... Oh yeah, I'm going... Okay, should I go for... All right, what do you guys think? Should I go for a guy in bow tie with pink sweater? Or should I go with girl with Ruth Bader Ginsburg style bow tie and blue sweater? What do you guys think? Guy or girl? Which way do you want to play this? All right, let's see your votes. I'm gonna go with the guy so I can romance RBG. Choose your name. Let's see. What should we do for a name? I'm gonna borrow a joke from someone else. My name is Savage Rage, Detective. Yes. Your newly appointed justice is none other than Savage Rage. Or as they will be known, Justice Rage. Good. As they will be known, Justice Rage. Quick and nearly unanimous confirmation process raised more than a few eyebrows. I bet it did. After only a few hours of discussion, the Senate moved to confirm the justice in a 99-1 vote. You haven't seen one of those in a long time. You know, a lot of people don't believe this, but Justice Scalia himself was confirmed, I believe, unanimously. And RBG, as memory served, was confirmed 99-1 or 98-2. So these, like, unanimous or nearly unanimous votes used to be the normal rules. So even people who are like at the extremes, like Justice Scalia and RBG, used to get unanimous or close to unanimous votes. Obviously, that's not a thing that's happening anymore, but this used to be the way we used to do business, so good. And you only need 51 votes there, Bob. That's true after the new filibuster rules. Or is it 60? I can never keep track. Well, they nuked the filibuster through what's called the nuclear option. So, yeah, it's 51 at the moment. Either way, they completely overdone it. I got 99 votes, so hey, maybe they're all fans of his show? Knowing the Senate jail, it wouldn't surprise me. This might be the most important Supreme Court appointment in decades. Well, it's kind of the only Supreme Court appointment in decades at this point, because this is just after Justice Scalia died, so the last time there was an appointment before that, I'm hard-pressed to remember when that is. I guess it would have been, Alito? When George Bush, so it would have been the first appointment in, 10 years or something like that. No one knows how Justice Rage will vote on any of the monumental cases coming up for the court this year. And sometimes one vote can make all the difference. That's true, although as I've pointed out on this channel, you get a lot more unanimous votes than you would normally think. It's all the big cases that tend to get the split votes, but unanimous votes are about half the cases at the Supreme Court. This course of our nation could very well be in Justice Rage's hands. Excellent! Well, if my coffee didn't sober me up, that thought sure did. We're heading to the Supreme Court now to see if we can get a few words before his historic first day on the bench. Qualified or not, I'm sure he's excited to be one of the most important, most influential people in American politics and society. I bet he's up since the crack of dawn preparing for his first oral arguments. Probably. After all, this is sure to be one of the most important days of his life. So let's see what we got here. We got a couple martini glasses, clothing on the chair. What do we got here in the corner? Can't really tell. Is that a ballot box with paper sticking out of it? I'm not sure why I would have that, but okay. Some sort of exercise machine maybe. Got some sort of clothes on my bed. Random sock. Good. I'm assuming I'm in a hotel room somewhere, which I'm not sure why I'm in a hotel room, because presumably I would be living in D.C. having just been appointed to the Supreme Court, but whatever. Next up, the top 5 life-saving tips that could actually kill you. Okay, good. Another day, another reality TV show season for Ghost Judge Rage. I've been spending all this time in DC doing publicity stunts. I even got a chance to see the stunts. Maybe today's my lucky day. Today's your lucky day. Excellent. I knew it. Remember that publicity thing I had you do where you applied for that government job? Uh-oh. Went through. Can you believe it? Alright, so let me get this straight. I applied for becoming a Supreme Court Justice, which isn't really a thing that happens because you get nominated by the President. But in this hypothetical, I was nominated by the President and confirmed without me knowing about it. So, okay, that's different. You're going to be on primetime news, baby. Prime time! You report to your new gig this morning. Check your calendar for the details. Knock him dead, Ghost Judge. Ha ha ha. This is the best agent ever. I'd just like to point out for the record, my agent apparently got me a gig on the U.S. Supreme Court. So whatever my agent's getting paid, it is not enough. New gig, but I thought this was just a stunt. Are we upset about being appointed to the Supreme Court? Is that what's happening? I mean, it is a pay cut, so there is that. My agent told me it would take reality TV judges to the next level, but they said nothing about a new job. Well, what was that about checking my calendar? 10 a.m. oral arguments. The Supreme Court building. Big white building with lots of columns. Good kind of Ghost Judge. It's on 1st Street Northwest, if you want to know the address. I think it's like 100 block of 1st Street Northwest. It's right across from the Capitol. Apparently, not only have I been appointed and confirmed, but I have oral arguments this morning that I didn't know about. Good. This is not a problem in any way. Supreme Court building, what the? You have 97 new messages. I bet I do. What's all this? Big news today. Congrats to new Justice Rage. Putting the Supreme back at Supreme Court. Huge win for us. Good. Oh no. What have I got myself into? Apparently, you've got yourself into being Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Without being sworn in, I'd also like to note. You've apparently not taken the judicial oath or the constitutional oath. And you got confirmed without knowing about it or testifying or being aware of any of this. This is a strange scenario. Supreme Court, like the Supreme Court? Yeah. I'm watching you, Rage. Oh, Garland. Garland is tweeting at me. That Supreme Court seat was mine. Yeah, well, Justice Garland, Judge Garland, sorry, not Justice Garland. Judge Garland, not so much for you. Who are these people? If you don't know who Gorsuch is, it's not going well. He's the chief judge of the D.C. Circuit, by the way, in case you didn't know that. And he was Obama's nominee for the Supreme Court, but not so much. Did I really run for Supreme Court? No, you didn't. As a publicity stunt? Maybe I should fire my agent. Really? Or give them a raise? Yeah, that would be the right course of action. Give them all the money. You have 5 new voicemails. Is that all? Uh-oh. Good morning, Rage. I hope you're well. Congratulations on your recent appointment. I'm Chief Justice John Roberts. Good times. Well, technically speaking, he's not my boss because he can't fire me or do anything else, so whatever. Never mind. Your appointment is unconventional, but we'll have to make do, I would think. We're hearing arguments for a case today. You're needed at the Supreme Court at 10 a.m. That is actually the time of oral arguments, by the way. They are at 10 a.m., but you probably should be there a couple minutes early. Just, FYI. I look forward to seeing you on time. Sigh, I guess there's no going back. They need me there this morning, before brunch even. Yes, the Supreme Court oral arguments are at 10 every day when they have oral arguments. That's a thing. Well, the good thing is only... Son of a bailiff, it's only 9:32. This is not going well. I only have 30 minutes to get down there. You have 28 minutes. Do math. I gotta get ready, quick. There's no time to waste. Wait, one more thing. Okay, so his pants are... His shirt is not tucked into his pants. Yeah, alright. Fine. Alright. Umps, Reggie, TF, go. Oh, he's got toast in his mouth. Nice touch. Except I have no idea where I'm going. It's 1 First Street, Northwest, DC. It's right across from the Capitol building. My agent did say it was a white building with columns. It is, in fact, a white building with columns. And all the important buildings live in the nation's National Mall, right? Close enough? I have a map of the National Mall, too. I'll just head there and figure it out later. Or, you could just get into a taxi and say, the Supreme Court building. Because they'll know where it is. Just saying. How hard could it be? It's not hard. There's I'm honestly surprised they didn't send a car for you. But whatever. To the National Mall. I bet this guy thinks the National Mall is like a mall with stores. Is that what's happening? Probably is. Between mouthfuls of breakfast, I try not to think all about the new challenges around me. That's probably for the best. From reality TV star to reality. Can someone like me handle such a big job or such a big stage? I am doubtful. I don't know the answer, but I'm going to give it my best. Incidentally, while I'm thinking about it, some of these TV judges are actually pretty good. The most, in terms of their legal experience. Judge Judy, for example, who's the most famous TV judge, probably by far, had a 25-year career as a family court judge in New York before she ever went on TV. So she's actually pretty well qualified. I don't know if she's Supreme Court qualified, but we could do worse. Huff. Wheeze. Why does the National Mall have to be so big? Oh, so he's at the World War II Memorial. That's what that is. Pretty accurately renditioned. You could fit 1 million people out here easily. Yes, you could. And they have, in fact, done that from time to time. To catch my breath, I take a moment to look around. Large pillars decorate the sides of the plaza. People milling about slowly. Reading inscriptions carved into the walls. Yes, the names of states, for example. The sun is shining clear and high. Its heat pleasant in the cool breeze. Washington Monument, of course, they're in the distance. And they do have flags around there like that, so good attention to detail. A circle of flags flap lazily in the distance, and above it all, the Washington Monument reaches to the sky, proud and unhurried. At least he knows what the Washington Monument is, so we got that going for us. Maybe today is going to be a good day after all. I don't know about that. New day, new opportunities. If I do my best, nothing's impossible. Okay? I can take on the world. Good. All I have to do is find the Supreme Court building. That would be a good start. Should be pretty easy. I know what it looks like. I don't think you do. It's the white wall with big pillars and lots of steps. That is not exactly a unique description of buildings in Washington, D.C. So, yeah. And I have plenty of time. It's only 10:02. Okay, the court is literally sitting already at this point. Although if you're really, really lucky at this point, they're still in the admissions, because first thing in the morning, they do admissions for new members of the court, new attorneys getting admitted. So depending on how busy a day it is, and also they do readings of opinions from previously decided cases. So depending on how busy a day it is, they might not actually get to oral arguments for a half hour. So, you can play with that interval. Good luck on that. I need to hurry to the Supreme Court. What have I been standing around for? Excellent question. Quick, where did I put that map of the National Mall? Oh, here it is. Okay. Supreme Court building. Supreme Court building. Which one of these looks like the Supreme Court building? All right, so that's the White House. That is the Lincoln Memorial. That is, I'm not sure. That is the Supreme Court, and that's the Capitol. And I think this is the Treasury here. But I'm not 100% sure what this building is. Maybe this is Archives? Anyways, let's go to Supreme Court. I'll just have to go and pick one fast. Where should I try first? Probably Supreme Court. A grand white building sits in front of me with wide steps climbing past a wall of columns. A line of people extends from the door to the base of the steps. They actually don't do that anymore. They used to bring people in through the front door, and they used to bring people in lined up the steps like that. But for security reasons, they now bring people around the side door. So this is not correct in this period, because they don't bring people in through the front door. You come out through the front door, but you don't go in through the front door anymore. Are they all here for oral arguments? Yes. There is a line. There's often a very big line. I've had to stand in line for many hours before. The line is barely moving. I don't have time to wait around. I better talk to someone inside. I make my way to the front, catching a few glares. It's okay, I work here. Yeah. I step inside. Welcome. Are you, ready to order? There is not a Starbucks inside the Supreme Court building. I've been there. There is not a Starbucks inside the Supreme Court building. There's a cafeteria, but there is not a Starbucks. Yes, Wait, what is this place? This is Big Bucks Coffee. What? I thought it was the Supreme Court building. Yeah, it's not though. The building looks so official. Yeah, we get 90% of our business from confused tourists. That's right, I'll never find the Supreme Court building. Carl, I'll tell you where that is. Really? That'd be amazing. Thank you so much. No problem. You have to buy something. All right. Oh, really? Isn't that bribery? No, it's not bribery. You should know this because you hypothetically should be, a judge / jurist / lawyer. Although strictly speaking, being a lawyer is not required, so who knows at this point. No way, silly. Bribery is like the offering of money or favors in order to influence the judgment or conduct of a person in a position of trust. That is pretty much the exact definition. The lady at Starbucks is more qualified to be a judge than you are. Outstanding. This is closer to extortion, It's not that either. Oh, okay. In that case, I'll have a cap and trade cappuccino, Union Buster parfait, chocolate economic meltdown. I don't know. I guess I'll go with the parfait. Number 2 with a side of direction. Here you go, 1 Union Buster parfait, which she's writing on a coffee cup. Okay. She hands me a colorful cup full of soft serve ice cream. It's not a parfait, really. They're more typically yogurt, but whatever. On the cup is a cartoon character complaining about collective bargaining. Kids love this one. Sure. Thanks. Can I get those directions now? Of course. The Supreme Court is right over there by the Capitol building. The one with the big dome on top, on the east side of the mall? Oh, the one from the Schoolhouse... The Schoolhouse Rock cartoon. I'm just a bill, just a bit, sitting here in Capitol Hill. Next customer, please. Ahem, of course. A lead. Now I can make it to the Supreme Court building in no time. It's whole Supreme Court... Yes, it's right across the street from the Supreme Court. It's here, actually. That's the one with the big dome on top of the east side of the mall. Yes, it is. Maybe I should ask someone over there. All right, let's go to the Capitol. Close enough. A large building with protruding dome stands out before me. People in suits bustling around the Gracie Plaza. I meant to be from Simpsons. That's a good one. Firm handshakes are in healthy supply. Not really outside the building so much, but okay. One man makes eye contact with me and strides confidently over. Well, hey there. Welcome to U.S. Capitol Building. Named Senator Ken Beamer, Republican from Minnesota. Okay, fine. He offers his hand, and I take it. His grip is firm and comforting. You know, I've been to the Capitol a lot, and I have not really seen members of Congress standing outside the Capitol building, like, just greeting people at random. This is not a thing I have observed. He offers his hand, and I take it. His grip is firm and comforting. Hey, I'm Savage. Savage, is it? Fine name. Okay, you're a senator. Hypothetically, this name should be familiar to you because you just voted on it in a 99-to-1 vote, which means you were there and cast a vote one way or another. Tell me, what brings you to the Capitol building? Well, you probably should know. You didn't come all this way just to see me, did you? Looking for the Supreme Court, actually. Well, you're nearly there, my friend. It's just down the street. It's the big white building with the columns and lots of steps. Can't miss it. Oh, perfect. Thanks. Could you maybe be more specific, though? It's right across the street. Can you imagine trying to find your way around here without knowing the names of the buildings? Yes. You'd be lost for days. You don't say. Points in the distance. The Supreme Court building is just over there, at 1 First Street, like I told you. 1 First Street, isn't that a bit redundant? No, because First Street is the name of the street, and 1 is the place on the street. The building's so nice. They addressed it twice. No. It should be easy to spot with all the TV crews outside. Wait, TV crews? I should find out more about that. Well, don't panic. They don't allow TVs in the courtroom, so you got that going for you. I better ask him a question. Why are there TV crews at the Supreme Court building? Wow. Oh, didn't you hear? We confirmed the new Supreme Court justice. Okay. Oh, I had heard something about that. There'll be an oral arguments right now, I'm guessing. Good guess? The press will want to hear what the newcomer has to say. Well, okay. After all, we did throw him a bit of a curveball with this one. Yes. What should I ask about? How often are justices conforming to justice? Let's just ask all of them. How often are justices appointed? When there's an opening. Is appointment of new justice really such a big deal? Alright, I don't know how you could even be a third-rate TV judge and not know the appointment of a justice is a big deal. I'm not sure how you can be a reasonably coherent American and not know that. But okay, carry on. Doesn't this happen every year? No. It's a huge deal. Supreme Court justices are appointed for life. Technically, they're appointed for good behavior, but whatever. For life. Yes, but you can resign, so you got that going for you. For life. How about that, huh, pal? Talk about job security. Me, though, I'm up for re-election every 6 years. That is correct. Thank you for getting something right. I spend most of the time fundraising if I want a chance of winning. That is also true. Some weeks I don't even have time to read the laws we're voting on. Also disturbingly true. It'd be sure nice to have a lifetime appointment. Okay. But what are the odds of that happening out of the blue, right, pal? Yeah. So if there's a new justice, then that means a new justice is appointed if one of the justices retires. Yes. Or if they pass away. Yes. So it's a rare treat to confirm a new justice. I sure hope the last guy retired. He did not in this universe. The last guy is Justice Scalia. He did not. And the fact you don't know that is also disturbing to me. Wait, you confirmed the new justice? Wow. I was the deciding vote, in fact. No, you weren't. It was 99-to-1. Well, me and 98 of my best pals. Okay, thank you. I thought the president did that. The president just nominates someone. They can pick any old dingus they like, really. This is true. There are no qualifications mentioned in the Constitution or anywhere else for Supreme Court justice. And incidentally, we've had some Supreme Court justices, and actually really good ones in the past, who didn't even have college educations. So, yeah, there's no qualifications other than being nominated and confirmed. You don't say. Well, it's up to us 100 senators to determine if they're qualified and confirm the pick. And do you think they're qualified? Who? The president? The new justice? Oh, sure. I mean, how hard can it be? Pretty hard. I'd be intimidated. It's pretty hard. Honestly, though, what do they do after they're confirmed is just isn't my department. It kind of is on every possible level. It's important to set boundaries at work, you know. Yes, but you have a judicial oversight committee. I mean, okay, never mind. Yeah. Oral arguments. What are oral arguments exactly? Oral arguments are sort of like a trial. I mean, even as a TV judge, you should know this, kinda. Oh yeah? Each side makes an argument and tries to convince the judge to rule in their favor. Except the Supreme Court, there are 9 judges. Yeah. And the judges determine who wins? Win? An oral argument? Oh no, that comes much later. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard of them, like, actually ruling from the bench. I'm not sure if it's ever happened, but maybe it happened once, but yeah, no. It just wouldn't be politics if things move that quickly. That has nothing to do with why the Supreme Court takes its time. It takes its time because they have to do the research and write out very thorough rationales. And they do pretty fast work, all things considered. So what am I? I mean the justice is supposed to do during oral arguments. What? Do I look like a justice to you? You're heading to the Supreme Court building, right? Then you should sit in on the arguments. They're open to the public, you know. There's no better way to learn than through first-hand experience, right, pal? Well, you could ask questions or not. Justice Thomas famously does not ask questions. So you could just sit back and not ask questions. You could join the No Asking Questions Club. Right. I've got to get going, actually. Sure thing. I'll see you around, my friend. If you ever move to Minnesota, you know who to vote for. Hands me a button. It says Team Beamer. I hope he doesn't put it on because they don't allow you to wear political buttons inside the Supreme Court building. Senator turns around to greet another bystander. Well, hey there. Welcome to U.S. Capitol. Again, this is not a thing I've ever seen happen or even heard about. Phew. I need to hurry. Maybe I could still make it before the oral arguments end. If you're really lucky, you'll make it before they begin. But whatever. He said the Supreme Court building was at 1 First Street. Yes. There it is. There it is. Huff, 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 wheeze. Supreme Court. Gasp. Finally. Oh, looks like those are TV crews Senator Beamer mentioned. Maybe if I'm really careful, I can sneak past them and get inside. You could just, like, walk up to any of the security guards that are standing on the plaza and say, hey, I'm the new Supreme Court Justice. Can you escort me inside the building? And assuming they don't laugh in your face, they'll do that. Careful, nearly there. Ah! Good morning, DC. We're here live in front of the Supreme Court with newly appointed Justice Rage. I seriously doubt this would be a thing that would happen. Justice Rage, how's it feel to be late to your first oral arguments? Not so great. Stare at the reporter blankly. What? Justice Rage, could you summarize your judicial philosophy for us? I'm betting he can't. My what? I mean, of course. Anything is something judgy. I'm what you call I'll say a strict constructionist. Yes, those are words that make sense. That's great. We could really use more of those in the court. Okay, so our reporter friends lean conservative. I think. That's just gibberish, Bob. Justice Rage, America needs to know. Are you ready for this prestigious position? Absolutely. After all, your only courtroom experience is on a ridiculous TV show. Can you tell your viewers why you deserve to make decisions that will affect their daily lives? No, but finally, a question that doesn't require any legal knowledge. Time for one of my Enemy Award-winning speeches. This should be good. Ahem. Great question. I'm sure many Americans are out there thinking to themselves, who is this? Yeah. I think the beauty of this is we'll all find out together. Not the most encouraging reply I've ever heard. As your new Supreme Court Justice, I can assure you, I've seen 12 Angry Men. I'll go with that. That's a good one. Great movie. Great movie. But yeah, that's... Now, I may not be the justice you deserve. I'll be real pompous about this. But I am the justice you need. Yeah. Real pompous. Finally, America should know one thing. I support your right to join into games. Why not? These small studios really need your support. Wow. My name is Savage Rage, and I Ready to put the R in court. Ready to put the us in justice. Ready to put myself through a 3-year law program. That's good. Well, there you have it, folks. After that, interesting statement. Justice Rage will begin their career just as soon as they finish walking up the steps. So I guess Justice Rage has not been to law school. Good. With a confident stride, I break through the crowd of reporters and open up large, stately doors. Supreme Court, here I come. Oh, yeah. All right, this is good. Yeah, all right. Sound echoes in the hushed room. Okay, so this is Ginsburg here with the third from the right, and that collar is called the dissent collar. So she wears that collar when she's dissenting in an oral opinion. So that means that they gave an oral opinion today, and she was on the losing side of the argument. They all look a little young. Yeah, well, whatever. Every head turns as one. That's a pretty accurate rendition of the Supreme Court building. Clock in the center like that, 4 pillars. Yep, that's pretty accurate. That looks right. Aha, lady, gentlemen, justices. Hello, and welcome to... Oh, my God. I mean, hello, I'm Savage Rage. It's nice to meet you all. The man staring at the center clearly clears his throat. So nice of you to join us, Justice Rage. Okay. So apparently he's got on a dark suit underneath because we can see the cuff sticking through. Better to be here now than not at all. I'm not sure that's true, actually. I might take a seat on this one. His tone is razor sharp while he's putting me in detention. Court detention. I think they actually do have like a jail cell in the basement, so that's possible. Don't worry, at least some of us are glad to see you. Good times. Not everyone was convinced you'd show today. Robert stares pointedly at the justice to his right. What did I tell you, Anthony? And I believe that's correct. I think at this period, Justice Kennedy is the most senior justice, so he should be immediately to Robert's right. I think that's correct. Because it's alternating order by seniority, in case you wanted to know. Cut him some slack, you two. We should be more welcome to our newest member. After all, it's always good to have a fresh face on the court. Good. Fair enough, Ruth. Also good. So some introductions are in order. Of seniority, that is. I'm Chief Justice John Roberts. We've just completed conducting oral arguments. He'll be dismissing the court. Okay. In future deliberations, I expect all justices to be present. Well, technically, he could go from written papers. Justice Ginsburg had to do that recently for health reasons. She wasn't in the courtroom for oral arguments, but she's still participating from the papers. So, yeah, anyways. I will not abide disorderly court. Good. Yes, sir. I'll promise to be more judgy in the future. I hope so. And no need to call me sir. Chief Justice John Roberts will do just fine. Nice. You've already been acquainted, but the court's next senior member is Anthony Kennedy. Pleased to meet you. Again. Late to your first oral arguments. Already building quite the legacy, aren't we? Please be nice, Anthony. Next, this is Clarence Thomas. You'll find that he's quite the chatterbox. Clarence nods curtly without saying a word, which is true because he's silent during oral arguments, but he's not silent all the time. He does read opinions and he does talk other times except oral arguments, so anyways. Of course, Ruth Bader Ginsburg needs no introduction. Notorious! Replacing Scalia is a tough ask for anyone. Yes, it is. And we're going with this guy. But I'm sure you'll make an impression on this court. I love the way that's phrased. It's such a nice dig. Just try to make it a good impression. This is Justice Breyer. I believe he's a fan. Not if I'm a constructionist, he's not. Hi, I can't believe I'm meeting the actual ghost judge. Okay. I have all 6 seasons on DVD. Great. Though I've been asked not to watch them on the premises of their rampant legal inaccuracy. Okay. I'm Steven. Nice to meet you, finally. I made you some cookies. Excellent. I'm afraid everyone ate them already. I'm sorry. That's okay. It's a thought that counts. Samuel Alito, rage, Samuel Alito. Dude, what took you so long? I've mapped the route from your place and I could cover that in 7 minutes. Jogging backwards. Never mind, you're here and that's what counts. Sure. Because I just won this bet, baby. He reaches around and playfully punches Karen in the arm. Never seen that at the Supreme Court chambers. Candy frowns and forks over a $20 bill. I'm glad that nonsense is finally resolved. This is Soto Sotomayor, our resident dynamo. Sure. Please, try not to set her off. Ouch, that's a little bit, kind of racist, isn't it? I mean, because she's, Latina descent, so that's a little... Anyways. As you can see, you'll be sitting next to her. Is that correct? Was she the last point or was Kagan? No, I think that's right, because Kagan would be on the other side of the chamber, so I think that's right. Well, look who decided to show up. I was getting lonely out here. She smiled widely. It's hard to tell if she's being sarcastic or not. Finally, this is Elena Kagan, our newest justice, barring you. And that does look a lot like Elena Kagan, I have to say. Of all the ones that they've had so far, this is the most accurate character so far. That does look a lot like Elena Kagan. Just relax. Your appointment is nowhere near the worst mistakes the court has made. Ouch! Burn! I could list them alphabetically, but we'll be here all day. Yeah, maybe Korobatsu, maybe Plessy. Yeah. No institution is perfect, Elena. She looks eager to prove herself. Just hope I can too. With those introductions in order, the court is now dismissed. We'll reconvene tomorrow for our final deliberation. Justice Rage, I'm sure you're well briefed on the case already. If you need more details, then Justice Sotomayor can assist you. Roberts gives me a curt nod, and then he and other justices file out of the courtroom. Justice Sotomayor hangs behind and approaches me. Rough start for you, isn't it, newbie? Yeah, I guess it's all happened kind of fast. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it in no time. Wow. No. Speaking of which, it seems the chief wanted me to get up to speed on the case. Not the worst idea I've ever heard of. It's a pretty straightforward one, actually. Some are more straightforward than others, so let's see what we got. Think of it like a tutorial. Okay, perfect. So let's see, how should I start? This is a case involving securities trading. Whoa. Something about securities trading. Could you maybe explain it like I'm 5? Encouraging. 5. That might be pretty difficult, actually. Don't you have a JD or anything? Have you passed the bar? JD? Juris Doctor degree to do law. It's technically not required to be a justice, but yeah. Most justices have a legal background, you know. Yes. Although the Constitution doesn't exactly list any requirements. That's true. It doesn't list any requirements. You can appoint anybody. Well, do you have any education at least? A college degree? I have a bachelor's. That's promising. Oh? Well, I was on the bachelor. Ooh, he's not even a college grad. That's okay, he's not a college grad or a law grad. That's great. I see. I think a crash course is in order. Come with me. I don't know what's in order for you. Okay. I got nothing. Next time on Supreme Courtship. Is the demo over? So what is even a dissent? Good times. It's the way of the future. What? I've faced so many majority opinions that I disagree with, but I don't take it as a loss. It's instead an opportunity to speak out about my disagreement. After all, the court has had the wrong majority opinion before. Yes, a couple times. Standing up for what you believe is incredibly important for the future of the court, and for people across the nation. It shows the minority opinion they're not alone in the fight and opens the door for change in the future. Yeah. Maybe it's time I take a break from the court. Okay, so Kenny's going to retire. Now that they have a new swing vote, but they don't even need me. Leave the court? What would that even mean? It means the president picks some new schmuck to take my spot. I have an easy breezy retirement. Okay. What if they pick another reality TV judge, or worse? Not sure how it could get much worse, but I'm sure we could try. What if they pick a terrible human being who tarnishes your legacy as a justice for all time? Ooh, ouch, burn! Ooh, burn. Ah, that's rough. So that would be Gorsuch, I guess, we're referring to at this point. No, wait, no, because Gorsuch replaced Scalia. So they're referring to Kavanaugh. Oh, that's sick. No, that would never happen. All right, actually, okay. This is the internal deliberation room. This is a private room for the judges to deliberate, and it is set up like this. I've never actually seen it in person, but I've seen photos. So yeah, this is right. Now that you're on the court, I'll sure you won't spend time with the other justices. However, I must warn you to be cautious. We're all colleagues here, and how to be a colleague views how you can have an impact on how well you work together. Have no fear. I'm more charisma than a baby penguin on a seesaw. Good. That's exactly what I'm afraid of. Me too. Why does he have a black pocket square? That seems a little aggressive. Since you're new here, your esteem among the justices is probably low. What's esteem? What's esteem, he asks. That's great. Your esteem is a representation of how well respected you are as a justice in the eyes of your colleague. For example, my esteem for you is currently at 0. That's good. Oh. This is a case with a lot of controversy around it. We should all act wisely. Good. I think we should question the ramifications of our decision as well as the validity. Okay. I still need to be convinced. It all seems a little... Well, if you think about it, what will help the people the most today, clearly the Constitution isn't meant to be interpreted like this. How can you be so sure? There's definitely some wiggle room. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing Alito would say. But on a technical level, that's not a distinction we can make. Just Thomas says nothing. Justices, please. It seems clear we're at a standstill. Justice Rage, what do you think? Well. Alright, so this is just Scalia, I guess. So this is who they choose to replace me. A ghost. I prefer the term spirit of justice, actually. Nice. Now on Kickstarter. Is that the end of the demo? That's the end of the demo, my friends. So we do not get to date or court anyone, sadly. We get introduced to the characters, and that is all. But I have to say, this is off to a super promising start. I think it's outstanding. So that is all we have today, I guess. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, I'd appreciate it, because last time I checked, I was 10 subscriptions away from 1,000. So I would appreciate it. And we'll have more content, and whenever this comes out, we will definitely have more of a playthrough, because this is just way too good. So until later, my friends, that is all. I hope you're well. Until later, cheers and goodbye.